do so. Now, if you've been eyeing up a tablet PC such as the Surface Pro or perhaps the ThinkPad X12 detachable, but you cannot quite stomach the high prices, perhaps you could consider one of these Chinese products, like the KUU LeBook Pro. That is available at Walmart for $829 or even at Amazon for about $899. Now, at first glance, it does seem quite enticing because it's about half the price. You do get an i7-8550U processor, 16GB of RAM, and you do get 512GB of storage. Plus, you do get the detachable keyboard and the pen is included. Whilst these are additional costs for the Surface line, for example. Now, the first thing I would like to warn you about is Walmart's return policy. Now, I did recently purchase a Nintendo Switch from them. Now, like Amazon, they have a marketplace where these products are sold by third-party sellers. Now, I went to the Walmart and I wasn't unable to return my Nintendo Switch, and it was unopened. So they said I had to coordinate this directly with the third-party seller. Now, this is easy enough if that seller is actually based in the USA, but it may not be as easy when the seller is overseas. Now, my advice would be to, if you're interested in this, is to buy it from Amazon. But it does cost a little bit more, but their returns are much better. Now, KUU did send me this LeBook Pro to review, and this may be a sponsored video, but I'll give you my 100% view of what I think this PC is like. Now, once I had Windows set up, the first thing I always do is go into Windows settings and do the Windows updates. Now, unfortunately, this settings app would immediately close. Now, I did try several fixes, and I even did a system restore, but the issue was still there. So what I did was download the Windows 10 ISO to a USB flash drive and install a fresh copy of Windows. Now, I was then able to do the updates, but I was missing some drivers. I then went to their support webpage, and unfortunately the machine was not listed. I did try drivers from another system, and they didn't work. So what I did was I reached out to their chat on their support page and I was asked to enter my email address and the issue that I needed addressing. And still, 1 week later, I have not received a response. Now, I was fortunate that my contact was able to get me the drivers, and I was told that they would upload them to their support page. But alas, 4 days later, they are still not listed. Now, this is the reason why I started about the return policy. If I had actually purchased this machine, I would have returned it at this point. And if I'd gone via Walmart, the lack of response from their support would have given me great concern about getting my refund. Okay, with that out of the way, let's jump into the rest of the review. And let's just assume I just received a lemon here. So who is this PC for? Well, it is very portable at just £3 3 ounces with a USB-C 45 watt power brick.
Lucidchart presents Lucid Spark, the online whiteboard that helps teams bring their best ideas to life no matter where they are. Round up your team and bounce ideas around on an infinite canvas. Sort through the brainstorming clutter, make ideas make sense. Get everyone's input and vote on the best ideas so you can decide on next steps together. Fire up momentum and act while ideas are hot. Ignite your collaboration with Lucid Spark. Try it free today.
Starting an online store is easier than you think. Let me show you how to quickly open one with Shopify. First, go to shopify.com and start a free trial. Next, create a beautiful online store without any design or coding skills. Use one of Shopify's professional templates and easily change fonts, colors, and images. Next, add products. Just upload a photo and give your product a name, description, and set the price. Activate Shopify payments and enjoy 0 transaction fees. Now let's open your store. Just remove the password and ta-da! Your store is live and ready to take orders. Are you ready to join over 1 million businesses already using Shopify? Go to shopify.com and open your online store today.
It comes with a detachable keyboard and can be used as a tablet, and comes with a digital pen for taking notes or drawing. So it will suit a business user who wants a Windows machine to take notes when out of the office. It does have two cameras. You have one at the front and one at the back. So taking photos out in the field is possible. It also suits a student. It has a length of only 290mm and it's only 9.5mm thick, so it will slot into your backpack very easily. And it will also suit an artist, although I'm not sure if this included pen would be suitable for detailed artwork, as there are no details on its levels of pressure sensitivity. Now the pen does feel good in the hand, and it does charge via micro USB, so there's no need to worry about replacing the batteries, although I would have preferred a USB-C charging, because then you could have actually used the power brick that they included. Now the pen turns on by pressing the side button, and it automatically turns off when not used. Now I quite like this because many pens are activated by motion, and in your bag you can find that those pens can start losing their battery power more rapidly. Now the pen does attach magnetically to the right hand side of the tablet. I had two issues with the pen. The first was that it would activate the screen when it was about 5mm above the screen, which can lead to errant pen strokes when not even touching the screen itself. And second was that it seemed to have quite a high latency. But it does use Windows Pen protocol, so you can actually use another pen such as the Surface Pen. I did like the 12.6 inch screen. It has a 3:2 aspect ratio with a resolution of 2160 by 1440 at 60Hz, and it didn't show any backlight bleed at all. Now the bezels are wide enough to allow you to hold it without your palms activating the screen. Sure, the Surface Pro 8 has 120Hz refresh rate, but let's face it, with HD 620 graphics, the LeBook is no gaming machine. Although games like Overwatch played fairly well with about 30 FPS at 720p, but games like Battlefield 2042 would not load at all. So yeah, you can play some older games or even stream games if you wish. Then the screen is a 10-point multi-touch display, and I had no issues using this at all. In fact, it was my preferred method of interacting with the display, despite it being very glossy. Now this was because the touchpad was actually pretty poor. Mouse movement was okay, but clicking was very stiff, and gestures such as pinch to zoom didn't work, and scrolling was not smooth at all. I also found that your finger would tend to get stick to its surface at times. I did like the keyboard though. It's backlit white, and it magnetically attaches to the tablet via some pogo pins. You can also tell when it's active with the power light indicator on the left hand side. You can either have the keyboard flat on the table, or have it at a slight angle as it folds at the front edge, and even though there is some flex, it does give a nice angle for typing. Now the reverse side of the keyboard is rubberized and has a cloth-like appearance. I found that this makes it look pretty sharp and does a good job of protecting the tablet. Closing the cover puts the tablet to sleep, and it awakens when you open it up again. Now the thing that bothered me the most about the LeBook Pro was the fan noise. Now it's not particularly super loud like you'd get on a gaming laptop, and indeed when you use it for browsing the web and the thermals are lower, the fan doesn't spin up at all. Once you do apply the load, the fan makes a horrendous screeching sound. You can actually even hear it even more in this test of the 5-megapixel front webcam. Here's the front-facing camera. It's actually not too bad, but I think you can probably hear the fan in the background. The air intakes are at the sides, and the hot air is pushed out of the top. Now I do like the position of these, as your hands don't obstruct it when held in landscape or portrait mode. The volume button is on the right hand side below the audio jack,